Let's make a miniature Christmas diorama inside this book box. And welcome to my channel, Notorious Crafts, where I make and talk about all things miniature. All the supplies that you'll need are linked down below in the description. One of the main things that you'll need is a book box. Any one that you will find will do. And I'm using a bunch of different scrapbook paper for the wallpaper as well as the flooring. I'm removing the fabric lining that's inside the book using my X-Acto knife. This will help the paper that I plan to glue inside stick much better to the surface. I'm not sure how well the paper would hold if I glued it directly onto the fabric, but beneath the fabric is some chipboard. At Daiso, I found this scrapbook paper that has many different types of surfaces. There are some wood and brick, so this would be really great to use as flooring. For the inside of my diorama, I think I'm going to use this much lighter wood flooring. I'm going to make a small mark of where I need to cut. I made sure that it fits inside before I glue it down. I applied a thin layer of glue and then used a toothpick to spread it out to make it even thinner. I didn't want the glue to be lumpy because it could wrinkle the paper. And then I pressed down on all 4 of the corners and just made sure that all ends were on properly. I like how the scrapbook paper looks like real wood and it even blends in with the wood finish around the edges of my box. I'm using this red scrapbook paper with very delicate polka dots as the wallpaper in the background. I am gluing it down and then I'm going to let the glue dry. I am using my fingers just to smooth it out while it is drying to make sure that there aren't any lumps. I'm going to use this bristle brush tree as the Christmas tree for the inside of my book, but it is a bit too big when I try to close it, so I'm going to have to cut the back side of it, and the cut side will be the one that I will glue towards the very back of the book box. I'm going to use this angel bead as my tree topper. And I'm going to decorate the tree with these miniature pearl ornaments that I have. I'm going to glue down all of the Christmas tree decorations using this E6000. I applied the glue using a toothpick and then I will add the decoration directly onto my miniature tree. I'm adding this red garland to give my tree a nice pop of color. I'm only going to do 3 rows of this garland since it is fairly big compared to the tree, and I also want to leave some room to add many ornaments. I will also glue the garland in place so that it doesn't unravel. These miniature pearl ornaments will also match my angel tree topper. I like that I'm doing everything with a pearl theme. And it will just look very classy. I'm applying some of the E6000 glue on one side of the pearl ornament and then gluing it onto the tree. I'm using this pre-made window, but it is a bit big and sticks out more than I would like, so I'm going to trim off the edge that sticks out too much. And now that it is cut and much smaller, I'm going to paint it all white. I cut out a square from black paper and then I'm going to paint a starry night on it. I'll use this as the background behind my window. I'm using black and blue paint together and mixing it together directly on my black paper. With a toothpick, I am applying small dots of white paint to make it look like stars, and it's going to look like a clear, starry night. To make different size stars, I'm applying different amounts of pressure using the toothpick. And here's how my starry night looks through the window. I attached it inside my book box using some glue and then let it dry facing down. I'm going to use these toothpicks as my curtain rod, so I'm going to trim the pointy ends of them and then I glued them together. After the glue was dry, I painted the entire curtain rod white that is the same color as my window. I'm using a small piece of white tulle fabric as my curtain. I wanted the curtain to be see-through so that you could still see the starry night through it. I applied a really small amount of glue on the ends of the curtain rod to keep the curtain from coming off. I attached the curtain rod above the window and glued down the curtain directly onto the window so it would stay in place. Next, I glued down the Christmas tree using some wood glue and then placed it in the corner of the box. I made a bunch of different kinds of miniature presents using wood blocks and scrapbook paper. I do have a separate video on how to make miniature gift bags and presents, and I'll put a link to that down below in the description. Making miniature presents is just like how you would wrap any other gift in real life, but in miniature form. I'm going to add some glue underneath these flaps so that the glue will not be able to be seen from the outside. I made this green miniature bag using scrapbook paper and a piece of white lace, and then I cut out a small square of tissue paper and I'm going to add it on the inside. I wanted all of the miniature presents to have a similar color scheme, so I only used scrapbook paper that was green, red, and white. I attached this ribbon handle of the gift bag using some glue on the inside of the bag and then let it dry. I put some glue inside of the bag using a toothpick and then placed the tissue paper inside. And now my favorite part is to put it all together. All of these miniature presents really brought the spirit of Christmas inside my diorama. I also glued on this Christmas flower onto the blank side of the box. And here's how my final Christmas project looks. I like how the outside looks just like a regular antique book, and then you open it and inside is a Christmas wonderland. This will look so nice on a bookcase, and when you close it, you can even keep it on your bookcase all year long for decoration. I did make this Christmas book diorama for one of my friends that we were in a book club together. I did not know what to get her and decided that this would have been the perfect gift for her since we both really love books. I think in the future I'll make one for myself so I can also have this as a decoration. This is a really great handmade gift idea for the person in your life that loves to read books and loves Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.